Good morning. We are the team of the nature of life, and our team is conformed by Abdel Antonio Cervantes Loera, that's me, Ian Larson Muñoz, Patricio García Brandi, and Miguel Ángel Vargas Rodarte. Okay, first we are going to explain the divisions. Okay, first we are going to say that the Plantae kingdom. We are going to explain that. So the divisions of this kingdom is divided into three. That is Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, and Spermatophyta. Okay, Bryophyta. These include mosses and liverworts. The general characteristics are that they are thalloids as in liverworts or differentiated into simple leaf. They lack of vascular transport system, they contain chlorophyll, and they have developed rhizomes for anchoring and absorbing water. The next one is the Pteridophyta. So these include the ferns and horsetails. They show a greater variety and a greater ability than the other one that was bryophyte. So general characteristics. They have roots, stems, and leaves, but no flowers. Leaves are compound with leaflets known as pinna. They possess clearly defined vascular system, and they show alternation of generations. Spermatophyta. This last division comprises all the seed-bearing plants. They are familiar green plants which produce seeds through flowers or cones. So the general characteristics of these divisions are the plant has roots, stem, leaves, and seed-bearing structures. They are the only ones that produce seeds. They have chlorophyll, and they have vascular tissue that is highly developed with xylem, consistent of this one and traceates. That's all of my part.
Okay, so I'm going to explain the subdivisions that are basically, especially these ones are descending from the spermatophyta, and we got the gymnospermatophyta and the angiospermatophyta. First, the gymnospermatophyta is the type of plant that descends that does not have a flower. It does not flower. It has seeds that is not protected. It is at the exposure. You can see it, and it is not infused in a fruit wall. They show some stereophilic characteristics, and they are basically not very common in the world. The other ones are the most common. They are the most advanced group of the kingdom of the Plantae kingdom. They are found almost everywhere. They include grasses, herbs, shrubs, and trees, and they have vascular seed plants in which the ovule egg is fertilized. They are also called the flowering plants, such as any plant that you can find on the environment. Okay, so descending from the Angiospermatophyta, we have the monocots and dicots. They are both flowering plants, but they have different characteristics. Principally, the quantity of cotyledons that are an embryonic leaf in seed-bearing plants, one or more of which are the first leaves to appear from a germinating seed. And basically, a monocot, as its name says, it has one cotyledon, and dicots have two cotyledons. But you can also differentiate it by the root, the vascular, the leaf, and the flower. That usually the monocot is a multiple of 3, and the dicot is a multiple of 5. Like it's 4 or 5. And that's all for my part.
In the classes of plants, while there are many ways to structure plant classification, the most common groups are the vascular and non-vascular plants, seed-bearing and spot-bearing, and angiosperms and gymnosperms. Vascular plants. Vascular plants are advanced plants with a transporting function that occur through the phylum and the phloem. The non-vascular plants. Non-vascular plants belong to the division Bryophyta, which includes mosses, liverwort, and hornwort. These plants have no vascular tissue, so the plants cannot retain water or deliver it to other parts of the plant's body. Moss is one example of this. Seed or spore-bearing plants, a plant that produces seed. The gymnosperms and the angiosperms together form the seed-bearing plants. The seed-bearing plants have been an enormous successful group in the history of life, owning the evolution of seeds and pollen. An example of this is flowers. Angiosperm plants. Angiosperms are plants that produce flowers and bear their seeds in fruit. They are the largest and most diverse group within the kingdom Plantae, with about 300,000 species.
Now we're going to talk about order. The plant kingdom is a kingdom that is composed of the plants and algae that are part of the nature that surrounds us and that are characterized by being eukaryotic, autotrophic, multicellular, and capable of synthesizing their food. Multicellular eukaryotes. A tissue, organ, or organism that is made up of many cells is said to be multicellular. Animals, plants, and fungi are multicellular organisms, and often there is specialization of different cells for various functions. Organs and tissues. Multicellular organisms delegate biological responsibilities such as barrier function, circulation, digestion, respiration, and sexual reproduction to specific organ systems, such as skin, heart, stomach, lungs, and sex organs. These organs are comprised for many different cells and cell types that work together to perform specific tasks. Organisms. Organisms made up of more than one cell are categorized as multicellular organisms. However, multicellular haven't always existed. Following the formation of Earth, it took 1 billion years for a unicellular organism to appear on the planet. In fact, unicellular organisms exist alone on the Earth for approximately 2 billion years before the manifestation of multicellular organisms, which occurred approximately 600 million years ago. Now, families. Plants that have similar flowers, reproductive structures, other characteristics, and are evolutionarily related are grouped into plant families. Species in the same plant family tend to have similar growth characteristics, nutrient needs, and often the same pests. Planting crops from different plant families on a farm and the landscape and rotating crops of different plant families over time can interrupt the crop pest life cycles, particularly insect pests and pathogens, and reduce yield losses due to pests. And that's all.